Johnny, I want to thank you for coming down today and sharing your story of your racing and things that's gone on in your life. So start back in the beginning with us in the early days of your life and how you got interested in racing. Is it your career in the automotive world and being in the paint and body business and learning your skills there, correct?
Yeah, that's my dad was in the body business, and so naturally I went into it, and that's sort of how I got to helping Harold. We started uh, painting his cars and stuff for him. That's how I got in with him,
Yeah.
and like I said, helped him for 4 or 5 years, and then he told you the other day he took his car to another team to keep it up, which I understood it. A lot less work. All he had to do was show up at track and race. So when he did that, went and started helping my cousin, Tony Pitts. He was running street stock at that time. And I helped him through the years through street stock. And then we went to what they call limited and then eventually late model.
And y'all mostly racing at Huntsville, you guys are?
Huntsville, yeah, we ran Huntsville. And then when Ben David started the KISS series,
Mm-hmm.
we did some traveling with Tony and it. We ran Nashville, Jackson, Mississippi, and we traveled around with it a little bit. My brother Mark, he was 16 or 17. Him and some of his buddies was wanting to get involved in it. They had been helping us around the shop a little bit. So that's when I took the plunge and went and bought me a mini stock, bought me a Pinto.
So this is a winning car at Huntsville that you went and bought?
Yeah, it was, Jerry Gibbs. Bought it from Jerry Gibbs. He was winning pretty regularly and he was getting out of it. So I went and bought him out. He said if it went on a Pinto, I had to take it. So.
That's the way some races are. You got to take it all. You can't take part of it.
That's
correct?
it. Yeah.
Now, was your daddy really excited about being back involved in racing?
Oh yeah, he loved it. He's just like my brother Mark. They both love it.
Yeah.
I mean, I love it too, but I believe they both had it a lot worse than I did.
You were sharing with me last night about your trip to Birmingham because Birmingham was kind of its own group of people, and they were out here doing their thing every week and had their group of winners, and Johnny Brazier from Lickskill, Alabama, pulls in with this Pinto, correct?
Yeah, but
so that had to be a big track from you coming from Huntsville to Birmingham. That's a pretty. I mean, the banking's not all that much, and for you to fall in and really learn how to get around that place right off the bat, you had to have a really nice car.
Yeah, the car was good, and I had a little inside info. A man, he told me what I needed to do when I got down here. That man was Jimmy Kitchen.
Really?
Jimmy had gave me some pointers on it. He'd watched us race, and when we decided we was going to come down here, he gave me a few pointers on how to get around that place a little bit. And his biggest pointer was, and he was true, you got to drive her down in there.
Especially 1 and 2.
1 and 2. You don't brake. You just got to let the momentum carry you through the center. And we ran Huntsville a few times. Then we started traveling, and seemed like every time we went to a bigger track, we was blowing motors.
Yeah.
So after about the 5th or 6th motor we blowed, I told my dad and my father-in-law both, I said, we just spinning our wheels here. There's really no need of keep doing this. I said, until we can buy a store-bought motor or something from a legit engine builder or something. I said, we just may as well quit. I ain't getting no seat time, ain't getting no practice, we're just spending money. So my father-in-law, he was good friends with Mickey Gibbs' daddy, Donald Gibbs. So that couple of days later, Moody called him, and sure enough, he said Mickey had a couple of engines for sale. So we went down there to, what is it, where are they from? Down around Gadsden.
Yes, that's correct. Yeah, South Side,
yeah,
I think.
We went down there and wound up coming home with 2 motors.
Did you really?
Yeah, sure did.
So you shared with me the other night that anytime Don and your father-in-law and stuff got together, it was a pretty good time, correct?
Yeah, it was a pretty good time. Yeah. Donald, he liked his drinks.
Mm-hmm.
And it just so happened that day we got down there about 5 o'clock one afternoon, and he said, y'all got here at the perfect time. He just cracked open his first one.
Yeah.
So trying to be sociable and make deals. My father-in-law, me and my father-in-law both joined in with him. My dad, he didn't. He was a driver,
Yeah.
so we tried to hang in there with him.
You bought some really good motors from him, I
Bought some
understand.
really good motors. Both of them was good. One of them was a 351, built out of a 351 block. The other motor was built out of a 302 block, and that's the one that Donald said, Mickey said, if anything in Southern All-Star outruns that, and he'll give you money back.
Wow. Okay.
So we wound up with both of them, and he was right on that motor, that little 302, which I believe they told me Mickey had actually qualified in Winston Cup with that motor at Charlotte, like 13th.
Really?
So it was a really strong motor. That's, I guess, '06. We really got back into it pretty heavy. We, like I said, Wick Taylor had come on board, so we had some funding behind us, and that's when I had bought that the grill straight rail car from it was old Ricky Turner car, and I bought it, and it was a really good car, and
It came with a motor and a whole.
it come with an Ernie Elliott motor, and we started running it and started having pretty good success with it. That went in, I guess that was probably in '05 or '05, sometime in '05. In '06, we had that car plus guess we still had the new Ray Jones car and the perimeter car, Frankie perimeter car, which I started running it at Huntsville, which
Okay.
I still, if you see me at Huntsville, that's the car I run at
Is that
Huntsville.
right?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's won a ton of races at Huntsville. And
Wow.
it's like a 1999 chassis. And what's funny about it, it's a 99 chassis. The engine is still the engine I got from Mickey Gibbs,
Is it really?
which was originally built in 1990.
Really? Golly.
And I've still got the car and the engine. That's what, if you see me at Huntsville, that's what I'm running.
Is that right?
It's
Wow.
just a good combination. I don't know what it is about it. Like I said, we went into '06 and we was funded. That was my last World Classic. You
Okay.
probably remember that one.
I think so.
I think it was old red car all over me.
Was it?
I think it was. I think it was.
Yeah, that was a good race.
It was.
Yeah.
I was glad when it was over.
uh,
I was hoping you was gonna get tired back there sooner or later.
I probably did. That was talking about those days. I mean, and I always thought of you as a classy racer, and you always done a good job. And I don't even think we ever had any issues or anything to my knowledge. It's just always
Yeah.
good racing, and it was always a lot of fun to race with you.
I always tried to drive people like I wanted to be driven, so that's
Yeah.
sort of, which back in them days, that's the way people drove.
I think so too.
You
I
know,
mean,
it,
yeah,
like I said, if you didn't, it would get handled.
yeah, that's
And
right.
you probably wasn't gonna like
Like
it.
it. So some of the people that really helped you out in your career. Let's talk a little bit about your brother Mark. He's really passionate about the racing.
Well, he loves it, and he sleeps, eats, breathes it. I mean, he's the biggest reason I've had the success I've had. I
Yeah.
mean, he just he loves working on it, and we'll be at the track, and I feel like we're pretty good, and he'll want to get better. Let's try something.
Yeah.
Oh, we can always go back. Let's try something. Actually, in '06 is when that was really, I guess, my last really good year. I mean, that we was good everywhere we went.
Mhm.
I think we ran 24 races that year, and I think we won 8 or 9,
That's strong.
and we let a couple get away.
Well, tell us what it means to you to be nominated and then chosen to be in the Alabama Auto Racing Pioneers Hall of Fame. What does that mean to you?
I mean, it's a great honor. I mean, I'm really proud of the people that's put this together, this Alabama Auto Racing, to recognize some of the stuff that we've done.
Absolutely.
Because you know, in racing, we do it for the love. It sure ain't for the money.
That's correct. Yeah.
So it's good to get recognized just for what you've accomplished and stuff.
Well, you're
And
I'm gonna say this from my perspective. You truly earned it. You and Mark and your crew. I mean, there's no doubt about it. This is not something that's a gesture or anything else.
mhm.
You guys came in and you raced at levels and you won huge races and and you done it like you said strictly with your family. And I don't know, I don't know anybody that's done it any better than you guys have.
Well, I appreciate that. I mean, we loved it. You
Yeah,
know, that's the only way you can. I mean, that's all for years. That's all we did.
yeah,
That's what people used to ask me, and I said, "Well, I don't hunt, fish. I don't play golf."
yeah.
I said, "I play with cars. That's what I
Right,
do. This is what I
exactly.
do." You know.
You got a wonderful wife, Karen, that's been by your side for so many years and
Yep.
helped you.
Yep. She's stuck with me. She's actually when I was running the NASCAR deal, she was my car owner, and if I'm not mistaken, I think she beat me one year in the final points.
Did she really?
Didn't you beat me? I think she finished one position ahead of me in owner's points versus driver's
Is that
points.
right?
Yes. I don't know how that happened, but I'm pretty sure that happened.
Yeah.
But, yeah, she spotted for me. Yeah, that's one good thing. It's it's been total family, which my dad, my brother, and even my sister, you know, her husband, David Ray, is
Yes.
involved in it.
Yeah.
So it's a whole family deal, and then married into racers too.
Yeah.
Moody, my father-in-law, raced back in the day and then owned the racetrack 2 different times. And so I got a good wife. She sorta understood
Yeah.
what she was getting into.
Well, that's good.